marketing capabilities. In the US alone, smartphone penetration has reached 50%. And then further 50% of those users also have tablets, so 25% have both. Now, how many of you woke up this morning to the alarm on your phone? That's me. And then how many of you cozy up to that phone and check your email, fire up an app? Yeah. Apparently 35% of us actually do that. On our commute, we play a game on our smartphone, we read the morning paper on our tablet, and when we get home, cozy up on the couch, fire up the TV, and fire up our tablet or our smartphone. It's funny, 40% of consumers in the US prefer to use their mobile or tablet device, even in the living room, when they're watching TV. But multi-screen comes multi-benefits, and multiple opportunities. Recently with the Olympics, we saw a huge spike in searches for Paul McCartney during his Hey Jude performance during the London Games Open ceremonies. In other words, people were searching on one device, tablet, phone, for content they saw on another device, TV, desktop. We also see that the more screens people have, the more time they spend on each, instead of sort of one cannibalizing the other. US consumers who follow the games on two screens watch 53% more Olympics content on television than those consumers who watch on television alone. For marketers, there's big upside in getting the cross-screen experience right. In a study conducted by Google and Nielsen Multimedia Labs last September, users that were exposed to a multi-screen mobile campaign had a 24% higher recall than those that viewed the ads on TV alone. Today I want to talk to you about how the Google Display Network fits into this world. With the GDN, you can use text, image, rich media, which we'll talk about, video ad formats to create connections in those moments that matter all across the web. Powerful targeting capabilities on the Google Display Network allow you to deliver ads on relevant site content, chosen audiences, or categories, ensuring you touch the right consumer at the right moment. We have obviously owned and operated properties like Gmail and Google Finance and Casa and the Google Display Network, but these are sites that you use and love every day. And it's massive. Reaching 93% of internet users each month, or just over 200 million people, and serving almost 500 billion ads. Why is that important? Only with reach and size can we really get scale from sophisticated targeting techniques that allow brand marketers to raise awareness and drive engagement among their target consumer base. And now I want to show you a few things that we've been working on at Google to better help brand marketers win in these moments that matter. Generating massive awareness for a new product or program launch, and driving engagement to guide consumers down the adoption funnel. So let's begin with awareness building. The average consumer searches 10 different sources of information before they make a purchase decision. And that's doubled in the last year. It seems that the internet is getting better at providing information to consumers, but also consumers are adapting to the internet. So how are brand marketers using the GDN to drive awareness during these moments that matter? Let's take a look at a few of the tools. Let's start with demographics. Demographics targeting on the GDN infers age and gender based on actual browser behavior. You can extend your brand reach within a certain demographic. You can customize creative across demographics, exclude demographics altogether. You can combine demographics with other targeting types to reach that perfect audience. Recently, Blue Nile used demographics targeting on the GDN to reach consumers interested in engagement rates. They focused in on males of a certain age and excluded all others to get a 1% click-through rate in a cost-effective way. Next, brands are layering on interest categories, which work like this. Our system looks at the types of pages a user visits, the content on those pages, infers topicality, takes into account how recently and how frequently they've traversed these pages, and then infers interest categories about the types of things you're enthusiastic about or interested in. You can show ads to people most likely to purchase your product or service, reach them across all types of sites on the Google Display Network. There are over 1,600 interest categories, from ecotourism to mobile phones. And with over 200 million users interested in these categories that visit the GDN each month in the US, you'll be able to reach a huge number of potential customers. Remember that thing about scale mattering? This is where it matters. So, before I talk about viewability, I want to paint into context for you. Imagine that you're just out of college, you got your marketing degree, and you bought your first out-of-home billboard. You're super excited about it. You get your family in the car, you're going to go out to, I don't know, on the 5, somewhere on the way. So, in the middle of nowhere, you're going to show your family this moment. You're going to show your parents why they paid for that expensive college degree. And you get there, and there's a tree. Can't even see it. You'd be pretty mad. Pretty embarrassed. Even though you bought that billboard based on sophisticated data and analytics on how many people drove by it and what their profile might look like, it didn't matter. And in a way that's analogous in part to how display on the internet works. And that's why visibility is important. Now, demographics and interests are a great way to connect with your audience, but how do you know that they're seeing the ad? That there isn't a below-the-fold tree in front of that ad? There's a great amount of interest and momentum in the industry for solving this challenge. The IAB, the ANA, and the 4As have started an initiative called Making Measurement Make Sense, 3MS, that's made a commitment to foster better brand metrics for advertisers. And one of these commitments is to move the industry from a served impression standard to a viewable impression standard. Earlier this year, we launched the Brand Activate Initiative, which signaled Google's commitment to better brand metrics. With that, we introduced a viewable impression technology called ActiveView, which detects in real time, impression by impression, whether or not an ad actually appears on screen. It adheres to the 3MS's proposed definition of viewability and is currently being submitted for MRC accreditation. So, I'm the product guy. I get to show you stuff. And right now I'm going to pop out into Chrome and show you running into a little bit of there you go. So I'm running into a little bit of resolution issue. There we go. So what you're seeing here, fortunately the resolution is not allowing me, but we have put frames around each of the ad units. There's 2 ad units on the page, A and B. They're both collecting time. They're both 100% on screen. And as you can see, the time is accumulating. This is actually hitting our production code to show you, and as I scroll down, it's hard to see it, but the time on the ad unit above has actually stopped counting. See, it probably doesn't work better for us. So what I can show you here is the heads-up display. We have one ad. And there you go. I'll update later.